Morning, you guys. Welcome to the morning slide. You say yesterday on YouTube was depressing as shit. The sector that I watch on YouTube, man, what I'm trying to tell y'all, nigga, it was going the fuck down yesterday, motherfucker. I just talked about this the other day on one of my lives, but I gotta bring this shit up again because we were just talking about birth charts. Now it's like, okay, the seriousness of should we be getting background investigations done on motherfuckers and their families and shit before we allow them in our house around our fucking kids? Because now I'm starting to think so. Fuck that shit. Talking about down to mental health. Like, is there any mental health issues? Do anybody got any type of schizophrenia, paranoia, any weird ass motherfucking shit? Like, is there any stalkers in your family? Anybody mess with any kid? Like, cause I listen, and this is not no joke, and I'm not making no fun of fucking nothing, because the shit that was going on in YouTube, this shit is in my area, nigga. I live in Maryland. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, these are people that live here. Is way too close to home for me not to take shit like this serious. I said yesterday in the comments, and I agree that the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. And so with that being said, we have to pay more attention to what we're exposing our children to, what our children are experiencing, if they're happy, especially if we are bringing men into our house. Ask your children, do you feel comfortable with this man being here? Do you like him? What type of vibe, what type of energy are you getting? Because look to your children. Like, I swear, I don't know what movie that was. It was like, if you want the answers, look to your children. Sometimes children have a more keen discernment on people and people's energies than we do as adults. And they can see way farther you can. And they tell you, mommy, I don't like him. If your child says, mommy, I don't like him, there should be no more fucking discussion. I'm sorry. That's when we be seeing these mothers that we consider bad parents or fucked up mothers. Where you think they learn that from? 9 times out of 10, it's because their parent failed them. You understand what I'm saying? And it's a generational curse, and it's a sickness sometimes. And we have to pray for people because they only know what they experienced. You understand? And someone has to break the generational curse. And even though a lot of people were saying a lot of this stuff needed to be dealt with outside of YouTube yesterday, which I agree. But at the same time, I think that all of this shit that happened yesterday needed to be exposed to everyone in this sector so that people can open up their eyes. And, you know, I do spiritual work on a whole totally different sector on YouTube. And this goes into what I've been saying on my page about women being obsessed with chasing around a man, that you are losing all focus on reality. Sometimes some of these women just be looking for love. I don't know if it's because they didn't have a good relationship with their mother, they didn't have a good relationship with their father, but they go around and they look for this attention and this love that really, self-love is the key to everything. Like, once you learn how to love yourself, I promise you, you would not be dating no man that's abusing you, that's abusing your kids, especially sexually abusing your children. I don't understand women that, do you love yourself that low that someone is molesting your children and your child is not in the house with you no more, but the man is still there? You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck if it was the man, the man's family member. It's because women like that, they're missing something inside. Like, the love and attention that they're seeking, they can't get from their kids. That acknowledgement, that affection, that climatic satisfaction from sex or whatever it is, they can't get that from their children. And they clearly wasn't getting any type of nourishment and love. And you know, clear it stems from their childhood. To me, that's what I believe. So I think that what's going on here is a lot bigger than what was just exposed on YouTube, because the mother that everyone is bashing right now, I think that, like I'm saying, and everyone's been saying, I think that she needs counseling because it's something going on deeper within her where I think she might need to fix a relationship with her mother, or it's something deeper. It's something to the core of the reason why this woman allowed the things that happen in her house happen in her house. I feel like we as women, as mothers, we have to be more aware and more cognizant of the men that we are allowing into our environment around our children. Not only the men, but the environment around the men. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because if you're dating a guy, but the energy that's around him is not beneficial to your kids, that can negatively impact your kids. Because, like, say if some dude that you're dating, he's into the street life and shit, and this man is staying in the house with your children, when they come to shoot, they not giving a fuck about no children in their house. If there's a sickness that's lurking deep within that family tree, and you're allowing that man's family in your house around your children, you might be putting your children at danger to be hurt, molested, anything. You have to pay attention to the signs. You have to do your research on people. You can't just be more satisfied with the fact that you got a man laying next to you every night that could blow your back out, that you're not looking at if he's disrespectful to your kids, how he's treating your kids. Because I've even seen some mothers that I've seen a man outright just be disrespectful to their children, and a woman be like, don't backtalk him. What? Imagine how that feels as a child, to feel like, this is my own mama. My mom doesn't have my back, and she allows some man that I don't even know, that's not even my fucking father, come in and disrespect. Like, you don't have no protection in your own house. And especially these women that let these men, that's their boyfriends, come in and abuse, like physically abuse, to be disciplining their children and shit like that. There has to be some conversation around this. You understand? There has to be some responsibility. And if you are allowing this type of abuse to happen to your children, you need to look at what the core of where that is coming from within you. Something must have happened to you either in your childhood. And you know what? Like I said, I'm not here to blame mothers. I'm not here to blame mothers, because a lot of the times, a lot of these mothers did everything fucking right with their children. But I have a family member just like that. This little bitch was raised right, but she watched these rap movies and all this shit like that. She want to be this little bitch. Listen to these rap songs and shit. She want to be a thug mistress, a fucking, a bad bitch, a cat. Well, I don't know. I don't know. And this little bitch is sitting in the projects right now. Does she have to be in the projects? No. Absolutely not. That's not her foundation. That is not how she was raised. That's not. I can see if you were raised in the projects, that's all you know. No, this is someone that came from a middle class fucking family with a mother and a father that loved, protected, and did the best for this child. But because she wanted to be ghetto, she wanted to be ghetto. Because she wanted to be like everybody else in her school. She wanted to fit in. Now she's sitting over there in the projects, being a little hood rat. And you can't blame the mother. You can't blame the father, because they did the best and they taught that child right. That child wanted to be a fucking idiot. You see what I'm saying? So you got to look at, different angles, because there are some women that failed their children and it created a generational curse, and someone needs to break it. And then there's some women, okay, that had all the assets, all the necessities of everything that they needed in life, but because they wanted to run behind street niggas, their life became what it became. And it ended up affecting their children. I really do feel like, now that I've seen what I seen yesterday, because at first I was saying, if you start dating someone and you just pull out a motherfucking computer and pay for and do a background investigation on someone, motherfucker, you crazy. And I still think y'all crazy. I'm sorry. I'm not going to date nobody that I feel like I got to run a back. If I feel like I got to run a background investigation on you, that's telling me right there, like, I don't need to be fucking with you. Like, that's stupid. Why would you fuck with someone you need to run a background investigation on? I need you guys to use discernment. However, if talk to the person, like, find out about their history, find out, like, that's one thing. Y'all can't just get into relationships just off of sex, drugs, and rock and roll and just partying and having a good time. Actually get to know that person and figure out where they came from. Is cool with their mother? Is this person an active parent with their child? Like, have they been in jail? What did they go to jail for? Have they been in a gang? Like, You know, like, find out this shit, because it's very important and it will help you to be able to figure out how to deal with your future with people. I don't want to hear any more about anyone sacrificing their relationship with their children, but I know dick, y'all. And I'm dead ass fucking serious. Man on the face of this earth, I don't even give a fuck if it's your children's father, isn't worth the safety and the sanity and the protection of your own children. I need you ladies to love yourself. Because at the end of the day, what are you teaching your children? You want your daughter to grow up and do the same shit that you're doing and be just like you and treat her children the same way? What are you teaching your children? Okay? You hate your mother and you mad at your mother because your mother didn't show you no attention. Your mother pushed you to the side while she was chasing dick and shit. Like, why the fuck would you do that shit to your own children? It's time to break cycles, y'all. It's time. And fuck doing background investigations on other. Like, you need to do some more investigation. You need to do some more looking deeper within yourself to see, like, what trauma you've experienced in your childhood. Pay attention to what type of mother you're being to your children and see, well, this is what I went through when I was a child. I don't want my kids to go through this. How can I do better? Let me sit down and ask my children, do they actually like this man? Do you understand what I'm saying? And if my children do not feel comfortable with this man, that motherfucker gotta go. I'm sorry. Understand, for my ladies that got a whole bunch of sons, only thing you got is sons, and you know your sons are protective over you, and you're like, well, my son ain't gonna like anybody. Well, we know that, okay? So we know that, right? Seriously, ask them, do you like the man that I'm dating? Would you feel comfortable if he moved in here? And continue to check up on him. Once the man moves in the house, check up on these kids like monthly. How you feeling? Is everything okay? Man, if your children even blink, or you know your children, if they're just saying some shit, hating because that's my mom and I want my mom to myself. You just some children are like that. You understand? But you can tell when it's that versus something is wrong. You understand? Like, even if you ask your child, do you like the man that I'm dating? And your child says no. And you say, well, why? Why don't you like him? And your child just like, I don't know. Go with that. Go with that, because there's something going on. I'm trying to tell y'all. Children, look to your child. That's all I'm going to say. Children know. Ever been somewhere and like a stranger or somebody come walk up to your child, and your child come run up to you and grab your leg like, hold on, who the fuck is this nigga? Children, they go off of energy. Believe it or not, they know a little bit more than you know. Look to your children. I'm gone, y'all. I'm praying for that family. And I know everyone is bashing the mom, you know what I'm saying, because the daughter is, you know, putting all this information out there, and the information is horrible. I'm praying for that woman, because like I said, someone failed her too. You understand what I'm saying? Someone failed her too. And for her to hold on to a man that has something to do with the molestation of her children, not one of her children, but all of her children, all of your children were touched on. That's disturbing to me, and that's saying it's something deeper inside with her, okay? Because I don't give a fuck in what shape, form, or capacity the man that I'm laying next to had to do with it. I don't give a fuck if it was his family members that touched my child. I could not sit down and lay next to you I couldn't do it. I could not do with him, his family, nothing if someone violated my child. And the fact that this man is in the house and the child that was violated is not in the house. And then the man was online teasing the woman's child about the fact that the child got raped and molested by his family members. Like, he was making fun of it, teasing. Like, this shit is like very sad. It's very sickening. It's right here in the DMV area, which is even more disturbing to me. And that's why normally I don't put my 2 cents on this shit, but I'm doing that shit today because it's a bigger picture. And I've been talking about this shit on my page anyway, just in the spiritual community. You know how we need to pay attention. A lot of this shit is attention seeking obsession. Seriously. And I want us to raise our paradigms and to really vibrate on a level of self-love. Because if you love yourself, you would not be going through this. Okay? I love y'all. I wish I will. Peace.